Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. The homeless issue once again taking center stage tonight as the Bakersfield City Council set to vote on a new location for that emergency homeless shelter during their meeting tonight.
We have team coverage tonight. 23 ABC's Josh Sanders speaking with a pastor of one of the largest churches in the county who is lending his voice to the homeless shelter crisis. But first, we're going to start with 23 ABC's Tori Cooper, who joins us live from downtown Bakersfield, where the City Council meeting is set to begin.
And Tori spoke with the city ahead of tonight's meeting, has details on what went into the proposed property location. Tori, good evening.
Tim, Jess, I'm right outside of the City Council chambers where that highly anticipated City Council meeting is set to begin in just about 15 minutes. Now, you may remember last week the city announced that it is purchasing 7.5 acres of property along with an office space for a new homeless shelter that would be located in East Bakersfield. Now, the City Council is planning to unveil that new property agreement to the community tonight so that residents will have time to share their perspectives on the new agreement before the vote. Now, today, city officials told 23 ABC News that at the request of property owners, negotiations were kept confidential until a tentative agreement was reached. It wasn't until the city received a signed and commitment form with one of the property owners that they were given permission to publicly discuss the location of the shelter. It was last week that the Bakersfield city officials announced they were addressing the homeless shelter crisis by purchasing an almost $3.8 million property that is about 7.5 acres in East Bakersfield, as I just mentioned. Now, that new shelter would be located in the 1900 block of East Brundage Lane. The new shelter that would also house an office complex as well. According to the purchasing agreement, the city property is owned by Calcott. Now, according to the city's agenda tonight, the city will discuss the different phases of construction required for the new facility, operating costs, amenities, security, funding, along with services that will be available for homeless members and their pets. Officials also plan to share conceptual design layouts with the community, along with data collected from the homeless point and time count that helped officials formulate this new plan. Now, City Manager Alan Tandy stressing why there is a tremendous need for the change immediately, and many community members sharing their response to the methods the city has proposed to help address the issue.
The problem has grown so rapidly and so greatly in Bakersfield, and I wouldn't want to characterize all of the homeless for doing some of the things that a few do, but break-ins, damage, using front door steps of businesses as a toilet, things of that kind have really distressed the people of Bakersfield greatly, and we want to relieve them of that distress.
A homeless shelter would put us that far away from having those businesses we need. There's parks close to that place and a lot of churches, so we want a safe and friendly community. We know that the homeless problem is an issue. We know that it has to be addressed, but we don't think that that area is an appropriate area for a homeless shelter.
Now, we are going to head back inside to the meeting to gather more information from community members. Several people are showing up right now. It's going to be an action-packed meeting, and we will bring you the very latest on the final vote later on tonight here and on our website, turn23.com. But for now, we are going to send things over to 23 ABC's Josh Sanders with more details.